Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful Saturday morning here in Southern Ontario where I am, and I thought, I'm going to give you guys a little tour of the garden. I did one a couple of weeks ago when I got back from holidays, and man, has the garden changed. So I'm going to flip the phone around and I'm going to take you for a little artist studio garden tour. How's that sound? You'll be amazed at what's growing since last year. So I'm gonna go start at the front of my my area of the garden. I own a property that has a couple of houses on it, and I won't do their front because I'll give them their Saturday morning, but I'll start where you come in to my secret area of my garden and then my backyard. We enter my garden at the side of our garages, and we walk back through this lovely path. So what I did this spring is I planted some azaleas, only because in Wales the azaleas were absolutely wonderful. I know these will take some time, but I thought I would get them in, and in a couple of years we're going to have a lovely display in the spring. The hostas are doing beautifully. The birds are singing this morning. These babies look like they might even need to be divided next year. Wow. This is great. And look at that precious hosta. Look at the heart shape. Now, I use a lot of blue hostas because apparently they are slug resistant, and I'm here at the beach and there's a lot of slugs. These coleus I'm thrilled with. These I saved over the winter, and I have been able to do lots of little cuttings. My euphoria in that precious thing. I hope I don't forget to water it. And then I've done some plantings that need to grow. And this area has just come to life. The Japanese grass that I have, I always say it just absolutely loves living where it's living. We've got a oak leaf hydrangea that is starting to give us some buds. A secret little columbine hanging out in the back. A hydrangea back there, and incredible. My peonies are just starting. It's absolutely wonderful. The allium that I planted here last year have done great. The bushes and trees are just doing beautifully. Can you see the purple back there of the clematis? Now, that's a Joe Pye weed, and that gets really incredibly tall, like 8 to 10 feet tall. And I was told by my gardening mentor, Candy Venny, that you just cut them down and then they become a little bit of a shorter bush. So I have tried it. I just cut down the top there last week. The Brunnera were beautiful. I always find it interesting, like all these Brunner are doing great, and then there's that little one right there. And the dragon leaf begonias that I successfully overwintered are really starting to leaf out. Look how glossy they are. It's incredible. My heucheras in here, my lavender. I've got some daisies that are coming up, and the donkey tail spurge. Now, this is not my favorite time for donkey tail spurge. I really don't like the flowers. I like it a lot better when it is just all of this. I don't like the flowers, but it is what it is. And this guy loves to spread itself around, and I'm finding him everywhere. I'll show you, but I'm waiting for the babies to kind of grow a little because I think I'm going to collect them and then donate them to my children. So here's another corner. These allium, I did not expect to be white, but they're white and it's wonderful. When they go, this is going to be a spot for a big pot or something. So I have to plan what is going to sit in here, what I'm going to do. Last year it was a big begonia, which overwintered fine, and I planted there. So I might just get some more begonias and start another big pot to go in that area. And things are starting to just go beautifully. I can't remember what this is called. Morning something. It's not morning glory or anything like that, but it will turn yellow very shortly. And in line with the purple, it's just beautiful. They'll have little dainty little yellow flowers, and then it'll die away and I'll cut it back. I don't mind it growing in with the boxwood right now. The boxwood eventually will create a hedge if it doesn't get the dreaded boxwood blight that we keep hearing about. There's some art in the garden, and I divided the iris already, so I've got another spot there. I think I planted some seed, but I can't remember what I planted. And here are my daisies and big purple plant. It will come to me. Beautiful flowers that come up here. I think I want to put some zinnia in there. And then coming over to this side, I have one poppy. This poppy has been growing for 3 years, and it just threw out one. So we'll see if it now decides to spread. So I've got phlox coming here, my hydrangea that is climbing, that is doing really great. The iris, I cut all the iris off because they were almost done, but this is a neat iris in that it comes back in the fall. The salvia is doing beautifully, and another oak leaf hydrangea, and another bed of Japanese grass that I divided last year. This is great because I don't know about you, if you've ever priced this stuff, it's ridiculously expensive. So here we're coming back over again. Here is awesome donkey tail spurge, which I love. I actually don't mind the flowers as much over here spilling out of the flower bed as I did on the ground. Isn't that interesting? And so see, like, it loves to have babies, and look, it's having babies all along the edge. I think what I'll let them do is grow up just a little bit more, and then either cut them back and let them be like moss, or take them out and obviously donate them to people. So here I've got some annual salvia that I grew from seed. I find it very interesting, the different sizes that it's taking. So that we shall see. I may have to go purchase some to balance this if it doesn't work. And isn't this interesting? Look at how when the sun hits this garden. Isn't that interesting? So I'm going to have to figure this out. This is a highly successful garden in summer and fall because Cosmos grows in this, and it's all growing up. You can see the seed is coming. And then what I did is I've put some zinnias in here. So this is going to be a great cut bed garden, but in the spring I have to figure out what to do. I may plant a ton more allium, the purple balls. I think that actually might solve it. And so then my box, I've got some salvia coming in, some nasturtium. This will all fill in shortly. So it looks a little scarce right now, but it's only going to take a week or so. I've got 2 Empress Woos back here that are doing fine. The one on the right seems to be a little happier, except it got a little abused. And I just need to I think I need to take it out, divide it, because I have another spot for it. The astilbe are coming. And this is a little volunteer, and I never remember the name of that plant, but it's a little annual that seems to love to live there, and it's come back for 2 years. And again, the salvia and I know the name, can't remember the name. If you know the name, you can let me know. And then I've got some more nasturtium, which will grow up and huge and over the edge. Isn't that a fun? This is my accidental purchase from Wayfair. It showed up one day, more than I ever would have spent on something like that. And I had to have my husband put it on cedar legs, and it was a surprise. I guess I hit purchase. It was my subconscious telling me what to do. Here is my lovely studio and my ivy wall, which I keep really sharply trimmed. I have to do this about every 2 weeks to keep it contained in that spot. I really like the way that looks. And again, some salvia, some coleus from that I think I grew this coleus from seed. And the garden art outside my studio door. The morning is my absolute favorite time to be out here. It's cool. And I'm always, you know, as a gardener, you're always waiting for the next thing. So I'm waiting for that Japanese grass to fill in to create a gorgeous, you know, mound there. I'm waiting for, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little hydrangea bush down under there. We'll see how that does. This mophead cypress, I have seen online, it gets pretty big, but I have seen online that people made it almost into a tree form and topiared it. So I think that is my ultimate goal, is to train some to go straight up and to make a topiary out of that in that spot. This little is a volunteer smoke bush. Again, I'm letting it live so that it can generate some great roots, and then I will transplant it in my own garden or give it to one of my kids. The hydrangea have grown like a foot a week. If you go back and look at the other video, they were almost just sticks. And I've got a few specimen plants in here that are growing. Again, trying to develop another area of Japanese grass. Won't that be just gorgeous? That's all the daffodils. They take so long to die. I don't know if you guys have any tips, but they take so long to die, and you have to let them die out because it feeds the bulb. And my wild rose heuchera, which is one of my favorite things to look out at against the chartreuse spirea. And then we trimmed up heavily my euonymus to be my signature heart in my garden. Lots of allium, lots of columbine combinations. And I just love this view right here. This garden didn't get developed until a year or two ago. That Empress Wu hosta is only, I think, 3 years old. Look at it. Like, that's amazing. And it hasn't even fully grown yet. I've got some hardy geranium here, some perennial salvia, and then I've got the annual salvia in there, and some zinnias all coming from seed. Zinnias from seed are the easiest, guys. Just do it. I planted this birch last year. I did a little bit of undercutting the other day where I cut off everything, you know, down below. That opens it up for plants. And again, look at, it is texture in the garden, but look at all these tulips. Now, this is a miscanthus grass, which is fabulous. This is a miscanthus grass that I moved from the other side. It didn't like it so much, but hopefully we'll see if it's just taking its time this year. I hope it gets as big as that one. Not sure. And then there's some things left over from when I removed things in this garden. So we'll see what lived, and then I'll just move it. Again, more Japanese grass. I'm finding that I love the Japanese grass. It kind of goes the color with the paint that I paint in my house. This house was very peanutty. It was an awful peanut color. And of course I can't live with that. So we painted it. It's very fun. That is one of those swim spas. It is a big bribe for the grandchildren. It keeps them coming every Sunday. It's wonderful. So I'll take you out to see my beach garden. So there's the beach. I'm gonna walk down there first because apparently the sailors are out. I don't know if you can see them. We keep this little strip mode so that we have access to the lake without going through. I'll see if I can get, there's a lot of them out there. I don't know if you're seeing them, but it's just beautiful this morning. Then we'll go back. This is the path behind our house. It's wonderful. Lots of people walk and ride their bikes. My neighbor's selling a boat if you need a boat. He's been working hard on that, trying to get it ready. This year I planted some rhododendrons, again from my trip from Wales. This is the same Empress Woo that you just saw in the other garden. It's supposed to be huge. Apparently it is not liking its life there. I do have another place for it, so I think I will take this one out, let the lamb's ear kind of take over until the rhododendrons get big. Now the rhododendrons, my plan is that they would fill this whole area, but it might take 10 years. We'll see if we still live here in 10 years. This is a cherry tree. The blossoms were beautiful, but I love the structure of this tree. Isn't that gorgeous? Another Empress Woo, perfectly loving its life there. My grasses, gardens. And then this is my area where I have layered and layered. Ooh, we got some jive and music. This is my garden that I practice layering. So there are cosmos seeds in there, zinnia seeds in there. The liatris is coming. The daisies are coming. I still can't remember the name of that big purple flower. They're coming. The sedum will turn in the fall, gorgeous. And then again, I'm just trying to get it so that it's all beautiful, beachy, and in the breeze, there's just gorgeous beachy movement. So there you go. It's my garden tour for, I believe it is June. So there you go. There's my garden tour for June. Look at the lighting. If I could capture this in a painting, I don't know. The painter of light, painting light is what I find the most challenging thing, and it's the thing that captures me the most when I'm either photographing reference or out and about. It's how light lands somewhere. And the light in my garden in the morning, in the spring, is one of my beautiful things. So I hope you enjoyed this garden tour. Be back for more. And we'll see you in the next art video about art. And the next one is going to be a really fun question and answer. And that'll come out on Monday. See you later.